right, everybody. Good morning from Conroe, Texas, which is about a half an hour from the now increasingly world famous Bernhardt Winery.
That's right.
And speaking of famous, I've got a great guitar player that's going to play there on September 28th. His name is Hamilton Loomis. He's calling us from Louisiana, where he now lives. And we're going to learn a little bit about Hamilton's show that he's going to bring to Bernhardt. And here we go. Welcome. And tell me about the show that you're going to have at Bernhardt Winery and why all the good folks should come out and hear you play.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me this morning. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm excited to come to the winery. The show is basically, we're calling it a tribute to rock, blues, and soul. That's kind of, those are the genres that sort of influenced my style the most. I get that question. That's like the most commonly asked question. It's like, what do you call your music? Because I'm mainly an original artist. I have been for almost 30 years now, and people kind of they ask, what would you, how would you categorize your music? And I'm like, that's the $1,000,000 question. It's very difficult to categorize because of everything that I listen to growing up and all my influences. I mean, first of all, my parents had an amazing record collection, vinyl and, old blues and classic rock and soul and funk and just an amazing record collection. So I naturally was influenced by blues and classic rock and funk and soul. And simultaneously I grew up in the 80s, and MTV and pop was huge. So those, pop melodies kind of creeped in there too. So it's sort of like you throw all of those ingredients into a pot and stir them up, and it comes out kind of, like it comes out. That's the best I could describe it,
Hamilton, let us know about some of the artists that you're going to do, pay tribute to their work, so people can get a feel that don't know you about artists that they will know that you're going to do their music.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I'm mainly normally an original artist, but I do enjoy paying tribute to those who influenced me. The biggest one probably is Bo Diddley. I actually got the honor of meeting him and collaborating with him. He was kind of like a mentor to me. When I was just a teenager. He's the one who told me, you got to sound like you, don't sound like me. You got to innovate, don't imitate. He always had a one-liner for everything. And that was the beginning of my journey. I was like 16 years old. What do I sound like? So the first one, of course, I'm going to pay tribute to is Bo Diddley, because stylistically, no one sounded like him. And, he was, like I said, a huge influence on me stylistically. And people, when I tour, people, say, well, hey, you don't sound anything like Bo Diddley. Well, that's on purpose, because he encouraged me to be original. But I'm going to be doing a few Bo Diddley songs to pay tribute to him. As far as like a lot of the classic rock that I listened to growing up, there's like Paul Rodgers and Bad Company, ZZ Top, artists like that. Also, when I was a kid, Stevie Ray Vaughan was huge. Now, of course, he was a gateway to the other blues artists like, say, Albert King, and B.B. King, which that led me to discover my parents' record collection as well. So I'll be paying tribute to Stevie Ray as well. Let's see. Now I'm trying to think of off the top of my head.
Ones that I can help you out. What about, I think I saw a little Prince and Led Zeppelin and stuff on your list?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Zeppelin was a huge, that was like one of my favorite bands of all time. Although I can't sing like Robert Plant, so I'm going to be doing a medley of that. There's no way. Yeah, definitely. I was a huge Prince fan. Also, like I said, growing up, with MTV and pop music in the 80s. And what I loved about Prince is that they were like ripping guitar solos in like all of his hits. You know what I mean? And I love guitar, so he also was really a huge influence on my rhythm guitar playing, because he was kind of that. He had that. Like he's an underrated rhythm guitarist. Like he's just so funky, and that was a huge influence directly, I think, on my playing as well. So there's also a few lesser known artists that I love to pay tribute to. Johnny Guitar Watson. He was actually from Houston, Texas. Made it big in L.A., but he was in the 70s. He like in the 50s he was like one of like T-Bone Walker's contemporaries. But in the 70s, he came back and did a bunch of funk records, and with like blues over the top of it. And he was a huge influence as well. So, and if you aren't familiar with John Guitar Watson, you will be after the show, because he was incredible.
All right, well, that is very cool. I think that the thing that I'm trying to do with the shows I'm bringing in is bring people in with a real passion for their heritage and who they've learned from. Not just somebody that say, oh, if we do a tribute to this guy, we'll make money. And I like, in all the shows we've done so far and moving forward, that's pretty much what we're going to do. We look forward for you to, coming back. I know you're, originally from Galveston, or is that true? Or
yeah, that's right.
That's
born
the
and raised
way
in
I
Galveston,
remember it.
Yeah.
And then just real
Houston most of my
quick,
life, so.
I'm sorry, real quick, I know that you have had out how many albums?
Oh gosh, I kind of lost count. I think I've gotten 9 out there. I mean but that was since I was a kid. I mean the first one's not even in print anymore. But I consider my first real studio record, I think it was like in '99. So that was quite a while ago. So since then, I think it's been 7 records, I think.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Awesome. And you also, I know, tour in Europe a lot.
Oh yes, definitely. It's great because Europeans and the English as well, or all of UK, they're very academic about American roots music. They really have a passion for it. So, even if you can go over there and play a little bit, you hang the mood. Then you say you're from Texas, and then you really hang the moon. And so we get great crowds over there, and we're grateful that we're accepted by overseas audiences as well.
All right, well, very cool. I know, if Jerry, you got anything real quick to ask Hamilton?
Well, not really. Just want to thank you for coming out and giving, our Bernhardt Winery community just north of Houston, that opportunity. That's the thing that we have been seeking all along, is to find, individuals and great music and great entertainment, bring it to our community. So, thanking Craig for his relationship with you. And just, it's going to be an awesome show. I want everybody to know, and, we'll just, folks are just lining up the switchboard for this show and coming from out of town and letting us know. So I think this is going to be hopefully an annual thing of having a Hamilton Loomis weekend. So thanks for coming on this morning and talking, and can't wait to get this word out for more folks, to one, that know you, and 2, that do not know you but can relive this music, because what an era of music that you're keeping alive and sharing. So thank you.
Any quick comments,
I should be
Mr.
thanking
Roberts?
y'all.
Pardon?
Anything you want to say to Hamilton other than hello?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Hello, Hamilton. We've never had a chance to meet, but I certainly have heard of you. And gosh, great stuff and great music that you talked about. And I know the folks are going to be thrilled to have you out there and doing your thing. And good luck, or break a leg, I should say.
Like I said, I should be thanking y'all for the opportunity. This is my first time there, and I'm looking forward to, to bringing my music out there. And, I'm grateful for the opportunity, so I appreciate y'all.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, and we can hardly wait for September 28th, and, to hear you play. And we'll all have one thing I can promise you about going to Bernhardt, it's a lot of fun. So thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Now I have, from the literally very famous now, Fab Five,
Very
the
famous.
only original member. And that's because he joined the band when he was 7 years old.
Yes, that's true. Not far from it.
But I have known Rod, you know, as people know, I had a publishing business, and he had a family music store, and I walked in and to sell him an ad, which he was dumb enough to buy. So I said, I got one. But I learned that day that he had just started with a band called the Fab Five, and he's going to tell us about they have played at Bernhardt, every year for almost the very beginning.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but he is going to tell us kind of some updates on the Fab Five and a little bit about the show that they're going to have, and that show is on pretty quick, September 7th at Bernhardt Winery.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead, Rod.
That's right.
What's happening with the Fab Five?
Well, hello everybody in podcast land. I'd like to say that first, and I'd like to thank the powers that be here to have me on.
No, it's an absolute pleasure.
And thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's a real treat for me and to represent the guys in the group, and we can't be more thrilled to come out to Bernhardt again. It's at least 2, maybe 3 times every year since, I'm thinking about 2008.
Yeah, it
Was
right
what
there.
I can, when it was on the back patio.
Right.
There was no gazebo stage out there, and we played on the back patio stage, and gosh, the crowds are just some of the best people you could ever meet, and they're just sitting back enjoying the wine, enjoying the music, and then you get a chance to talk to them, and they're just a joy to talk to. It's just a tremendous environment, atmosphere. It's shows that we look forward to playing every year and have almost 20 years now, which is incredible to think about. And endured all the rain out dates, and then you solved a big part of that when putting that beautiful pavilion in there. And I'd like to remind some of the folks that while you were building that, our date came up. This was last year,
Right.
and lo and behold, Mother Nature brought us some rain,
Yep.
and we were the first band to play under the pavilion, and so we were honored.
It was
By
an
that.
amazing day because, you know, we didn't have the bathrooms ready, nothing was quite ready, but we had a roof over there.
We had a roof over our
And
heads.
we had, I mean, just a ton of people, and 5 minutes into the show, all heck broke loose. You know, everybody stood up and cheered when we were inside. We were applauding the rain, and
Yeah, I
was
know
a
it.
tremendous storm. We just rocked and rolled.
And the grapes were applauding as well, I believe.
You know, and the big thing, I'll just drift for just a second because it was so cool, because I don't know what it is about you guys with the rain, but y'all break the drought all the time. And one of the most incredible shows, incredible things about, you know, your band is that, if you remember, it poured down rain, we had to send everybody in. We've got 200 people crowded, we can't even
Yes.
move. And I was like, give them a show. So we grabbed bioacoustic off the wall,
Yep.
we grabbed the tambourine. People still talk about that show.
I still think about that show.
Yeah.
We had done the first set out on the gazebo stage, and then the rain, like Jerry mentioned, the heavens opened up, and we rushed inside the building with as many people that could fit in there, and we continued to do the show inside.
Inside.
And the atmosphere, the spirit.
This-
And I got to tell you, one of the things that adds to the spirit is the music that we play, which is, we've done different shows there through the years, the 60s Gold show with all the different stars of the 60s and all. But certainly the last several years it's been focused on Beatles. And we do our Beatles tribute show, and with that comes a tremendous spirit that not only does the music have, but the people have for that music.
Right.
And it is enduring. It will last forever, like a vintage bottle of wine in Bulgaria, I would imagine.
Yeah. You know, it's so amazing is to see how many generations now. You know,
Yes.
that was the mid-60s.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the parents of parents of parents, and we're seeing little 5-year-olds out there dancing and
That's
knowing
right.
some of the words. It's amazing. So
It is.
what y'all bring is just phenomenal.
Thank you. You know, I don't know who is behind all these different things that come out every so often in Beatleland. The movies, new documentaries. I know when we started in '90, not long after that, in '95, I believe it was, the anthology came out. And then, like I said, some movies have come along the way, and so it always seems to kind of give a shot in the arm to Beatle music. Not that it needs it, but it does.
Right.
And you get new fans, young fans, I mean kids, wearing Beatles shirts that just saw Across the Universe
Right.
comes to mind. That
Right.
came out a few years back, and we get these new interjection of fans based on this constant flow of Beatle music that comes out, and imagery, and
Well, the
it's just
imagery
tremendous.
Imagery, I want to pick up on that because it's so important. And one of the things that you guys do, other guys do it as well, like some of the Kiss bands and whatever, and I'm so impressed the way they can do it. But, the image of the Beatles, that was a change, classic change in time.
Yeah.
And you guys, and I'm so appreciative to the fact that when it's hot or whatever, you still put on the imagery along with the music.
Well,
And
I
I think that's important. I don't think it's fake, and you guys don't make it fake.
Right.
And with the British accent that you put a little bit in, it's a whole immersion into that time and culture.
Right.
And you take a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old that didn't experience it like I did firsthand. I think that's important, and I want to applaud you guys for still
Well.
doing that. I think it brings a lot to the whole experience.
Jerry, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. I got to be honest with you. I'm proud of this fact because the tribute bands have become a very popular thing. But I'm very proud of this. It happened incredibly organically. And what I mean by that is in the early 90s, there's no internet. And I just had an idea based on a VHS tape that I bought. I shared it with Craig. I bought a VHS tape of some old Shindig episodes. It was in a bargain bin at Eckerd Drugs.
Wow.
And I thought, look at here, this looks like fun. And I popped it in. It was a British invasion stuff from Shindig episodes, all black and white, and all the bands had Beatle haircuts
Wow.
because they influenced
Right.
even all the contemporary
Yes,
bands at that
yes.
time. And I thought, we're playing a lot of this music. Wouldn't it be fun to dress up? And I did it unannounced with the guys in the band. And I showed up at our next gig. It is an old place out here on Lake Conroe that's not there anymore. But I showed up in a Beatle wig. Had no idea. The word tribute was not even used.
Yep.
Nobody said that. I didn't know anything, but nobody knew anything about that.
Right.
In my day, you were probably better off playing a variety of music. You could play a lot of stuff.
Right.
Nowadays, it's kind of honing in on these iconic bands that mean so much to people. So it started something. The guys went along with it. Who doesn't like a good costume party?
Right.
And the music just lent itself to it. So it was very natural. It wasn't preconceived. It wasn't any kind of a put-on thing. It was just, it just happened. And here we are 35 years, or 30 years later since those days.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to proclaim right here on this podcast, we have the founder of tribute band.
No.
Yes.
I won't say
Yes.
that. No, don't let me say
There he
that.
is.
Because I've since discovered, because of the internet, caught up to us. I'm teasing. But I have discovered that there are bands all around the country, all around the world,
Right.
that
That
do this and
worship
that do that.
Rod Roberts. They have a poster
But,
of it
it's like,
in their
okay,
wall.
we weren't the only one. We were certainly one of the first around
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to misspeak or anything. And I give credit to all the bands that have come along that embrace a famous band's music that they love so
And
much.
keep
I think it's
keep
great.
it alive. I do too. They keep it alive.
Fabulous,
and
absolute
folks
for
can
these
look at
new
it.
generations
Right.
that aren't getting the opportunity
Right.
to hear that music.
But I love something like Hamilton. He's going to come and just bring us all of this home. But it's still that genre
Yeah.
of music that he's keeping
Yeah.
alive.
I
you know,
admire
and
guys like
that's to do
Hamilton
it.
Loomis.
And what y'all are doing is just it's such a cool show. Such
Well,
a cool
thank
show.
you.
So we look forward to it.
We the fun oldies tribute market, whatever you want to call it, but we love it. It's I always say people say, why you smile so much when you're playing?
Yeah.
I said, well, it's very easy. I'm playing the best music ever made
Yeah.
with my best friends. with folks that generally care and appreciate it. What's not to smile
It's
about it?
not the smile.
And oh, by the way, when we're at Bernhardt, the wine is
Oh, yeah.
outstanding.
Thank you, thank you,
I'll
thank you.
throw that in
There
there.
it is, and I notice the Fab Five always gets better as they go along.
They do.
I wonder why that is.
Well, Craig, throw it back to you. I mean, you've got it.
All right.
Craig, I just want to thank Craig here publicly because Craig has joined us this past year, kind of as a major part of it. He was a person when we first opened, and I put out the word that we wanted to do this. It started with just a strumming on a Saturday afternoon. Craig said, "Here's all these really cool guys that I am familiar with, and I'll have them give you a call." And so we just rose out of the ashes of nothing because of Craig and his connection. So I want to continue that 20 years later,
Yeah.
that we're still here and getting to sit here, enjoy wine, and talk music. It's awesome, Craig.
Well, other than Rod Roberts, who founded tribute bands, I know the second most famous guy here.
No. I would like to add this to Craig Jones. As long as I've known you, you have been a tremendous champion of live music in our part of the world.
Absolutely.
And I would not be sitting here, to be honest with you, if it weren't for you and your efforts and your print work all those years. My
All
goodness
those years.
gracious,
The
it's
band
incredible.
aid.
And a lot of people have benefited from it and are continuing to.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you, Craig Jones.
All right, with all that said,
I gotta say something about the debut of our new guy.
well, quick.
We
He's
got a
looking
new-
at his watch again.
After 25 years, a lot of people know this, but after 25 plus years, our dear friend and wonderful bandmate Chuck Essick has retired from the group. We made big mention of that several weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it's been now. And we love Chuck and we miss him and we hate to see him go, but time marches on and
Yeah.
it waits for no one. But we are incredibly fortunate to have a tremendous musician join us in the John Lennon role.
Uh-huh.
His name is Jamie Darwala. Has a tremendous following of fans from the bands that he's worked with through the years, the Rickies and the Toy Subs and the Super Seeders, all these great groups that he's been a hugely instrumental part of. He's now with us. He's a
That's
Fab
gonna be
Five,
awesome.
and we're so excited to have his debut performance September 7th, Bernhardt
Oh,
Winery.
That's his debut performance.
That's
It was-
his debut performance at Bernhardt
At
Winery.
Bernhardt. Okay.
That
All
will
right.
be his, by the time we get there, his fourth
Okay.
performance.
Well, I wish Chuck absolutely the best. Has been such a prince of a person, and be on
Fabulous.
stage with all of you guys and sing with him and all of you is just such an honor. And I look forward to the music continuing and Chuck being in the audience with us. He can sit at my table, Chuck, and we'll enjoy wine while we're listening to this beautiful music.
Oh, that'd be a thrill to see. And I'd be
All right, I'm going to wrap things up, go down the rest of the entertainment for Bernhardt in the month of September, all of whom you've heard of the tributes, except I've never heard of the Charcuterie Band, but no, I'm only kidding. I'll get to that in a minute. We're going to have on the 6th, we're going to have a tribute to Alan Jackson, the Fab Five on the 7th, a Big City Nights, which is a Scorpions tribute. I love the Scorpions. I think they're just a great metal band, but they have great songs that they write. Then after that, we've got one I don't know, but I'll bet they're going to be good. Lynn Smith and On Cue. They're going to do some Motown music. Then we're going to have the She-Wolf herself, Shakira. Not Shakira, but a tribute to Shakira. Then there was a charcuterie festival. I didn't know what that was till a few years ago. Now my wife actually makes that for dinner every now and then.
I don't know why we had to upscale the word cheese tray. We can't
Yeah,
call it cheese.
that was it.
With wine in our pinky.
Then I think a real highlight I know at Bernhardt is Derek Spence in Southern County Line
Oh, yeah.
that comes in and does a incredible George
Yeah.
Strait
Good
tribute.
friends of ours. Those are
I
super
would
guys.
suggest getting tickets for that early
We are.
because he sells out a lot when he goes out there. Then we wrap up the month with Hamilton Loomis, who started
Yes.
the show. So how cool is that? And we will catch you next month, and we'll tell you about our October shows that are coming up. But thanks for tuning in.
The Bernhardt Winery is where the action is.
We're thrilled. We got so many more fun things to share with you. And a journey I'm headed out. Just a little teaser real quick. Carrie and I are leaving for Bulgaria and Greece. We're going to look for some more of these ancient wines, and look forward to having another show here that we can talk about ancient wines and ancient times and Greek philosophy. It's going to be
Fantastic.
awesome.
That's going to be a special podcast.
Special
Oh, wow.
podcast.
Be a special.
All right. We're good?
Come out and see us. We can't wait to see you. Go to
Thank you,
bernhardtwinery.com for ticket information, or just give us a call. Just look us up. Friend us on Facebook so we can keep up with you and send you all the great information. So thanks, Craig. Thank you.
You're
Fantastic.
welcome.